What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm gonna need you to subscribe. My name is Royalty, and today we are going to jump straight into this tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how I created that look, the Kaws nails that are super trendy, super cute. But jumping right into the video, we are going to start with prep. The first thing that I always do is push back the cuticles, and this is going to be key to getting a set that lasts. Now, when I am pushing the cuticles back, I am not using any excess force. You want to make sure that you're being very gentle because this is a delicate area and you can easily cut somebody. So to avoid that, just use light pressure. And then I'm going to go in with my ball bit. I got this off of Amazon. I believe it's Pana, but all of the products that I'm not too sure about, I will be sure to link in my Amazon storefront, which will be in the description box. So the point of going over the cuticle area is to make sure that there is no dead skin on the plate, which would eventually cause lifting if you left. So prepping is super important, and cuticle work is like key to getting good retention and, like I said before, nails that actually last. Y'all, this is my first voiceover. I have never done anything like this for YouTube, and I am super excited. So if you guys are liking this side of content, let me know, and I will definitely keep putting out videos like this. This was super fun and easy to edit, so definitely let me know what you're into. Okay, so immediately after, I am then going to go in with my 180 grit sanding band, and I'm just going to remove the shine from the entire nail plate. Y'all, I did speed up this video just so that the video wouldn't be over an hour long, but prep usually takes me about 15 to 20 minutes depending on how much attention my client's natural nails need. I cannot stress it enough, do not skip prep if you want nails that are gonna last about 3 to 4 weeks. I've had clients have their nails on for 6 weeks. Even though I don't recommend, that's still a testimony. Make sure you are doing proper prep. When you're using an e-file on the natural nail, I do not recommend going over 5 RPMs. I like to go at a slow speed so that we are protecting the integrity of your client's nails.
I'm still a fan even though it's salty. Hate to see you around the brand. Are you happy? Hate to see you happy if I'm not the one driving. I'm so much.
Okay, so now I'm going to take Swipe by Young Nails, and this is super good for removing all of the dust after we did all of that sanding, and it also has dehydrating properties, which is also super good for nail retention. Okay, so now it is time to glue on the tips. I use KDS glue. This is like the best glue on the market. For me personally, this is the only glue I use. But yeah, so when you're sizing your tips, I always make sure that the nail tip is from sidewall to sidewall. If it is a little bit bigger, it is okay. You can always file it down, but I rather put on a size that's too big than one that's too small, because a smaller tip will alter the shape and it won't give you that super crisp shape that we're looking to get. Yeah, these are my sister's hands, and her nails tend to be crooked sometimes, so I like to put them side by side and measure them to make sure that they're all straight, like they're all going in the right direction. There's nothing more annoying than when you finally apply the acrylic and you realize that the tip is going into the next finger and there's pretty much nothing you can do at that point. So always just take your time and make sure that the nails are laid as straight as possible.
I just kill my ex, not the best idea. Kill this girlfriend next, not acting. kill my ex. Are you still loving you? Rather be now than alone.
Okay, so I cut the nails to the length that she wanted off of camera. I'm not sure why, but I did it off of camera. And just for my preference, it's completely unnecessary, but I like to file the entire nail just because when I am shaping them before I put the acrylic on, for some reason it allows me to see the shape a lot better than if it's clear. So that's just my preference. You don't have to do it. This is just something that I do because it helps me with getting a super crisp shape. I know a lot of people don't focus so much on shape at this point, only because you are going to do a lot of filing at the end, which completely makes sense. But for me, I like to see, like, get a proper outline of what the nails are going to look like. That's just my preference because I'm a perfectionist. But like I said, to each his own. And as you become a nail tech that's well established, you will discover ways that you like and that work for you. You guys, this part here, I was struggling with showing you guys how I properly file the free edge. The most I can do is try to explain it verbally because my angle wasn't too good here. But you want to tilt your file. The top of your file should be towards your client. That's something that a lot of people don't tell you, but I feel like if you angle it the opposite way, it gives a more rounder appearance. And girl, I want mine super crisp, super line sharp. So again, like I said, when you're holding that file straight up and down, you want to tilt your file straight, like the top of your file should be towards your client. I hope that makes sense. I will do another video explaining more in depth because that is key to getting a crisp shape. Okay, so moving on, I am now going to take my Mia Secrets. It's a bonder and dehydrator. You can get this on Amazon as well. It does come together, or you can buy it separate, but I definitely use these and I find that I get the best retention. I ran out of my Young Nails protein bond, but usually right after these steps I would add my protein bond just to ensure retention. Okay, so moving on to acrylic application, the first thing that I usually like to do is take a clear acrylic and put it over the client's natural nail to blend it with the false tip. Clear acrylic is usually the strongest acrylic, and I like to use that as a foundation for all of my sets.
To me just to see if we trust me to save our revenge, but now I get along better with your friends.
For this part, I am using, again, Dynamic Nail Supply, and I'm using Bad Enough, which is a dupe for Bad and Bougie by Valentino. And I'm shook because Dynamic Nail Supply has a dupe to literally all of Valentino's cover powders. So honey, I didn't walk. I love the consistency. It's like butter, so why not save a coin where I could? But I will say that since I've been using Dynamic Nail Supply, I am noticing the quality difference as far as the way that it lies. It's very similar, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing like Valentino, so I am definitely going to stick to my Valentino. But I like that I can get more options from Dynamic Nail Supply, so I am just gonna use it as I go.
Yeah, I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that cap, too sexy for that jack. Yeah, okay.
Girl, I don't know what was up with the temperature in my apartment, but it was a little warmer. So you'll find that temperatures actually do affect the way acrylic lays. In this case, when it's warm, it makes the acrylic dry super quick. So you're kind of like racing to lay the acrylic before it dries. I decided to leave those clips in here though, so that you can see how I corrected those mistakes. And it happens. Like, you got to be realistic when you're doing acrylic sets. Certain circumstances will affect the way that your acrylic lays. But yeah.
I'm a fuck of friends and send them back to match your housing. Too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy.
I did end up switching the acrylic brush that I was using here. This one right here is the Pana size 12 or 14 brush. I can't remember. I have to double check. But when doing longer nails, I like to use a bigger acrylic brush. So I switched to my regular brush that I got from my local nail supply store, and it is a size 16. And I found that I had a lot less trouble with that one. But yeah, I'm going to let the video play and I'll come back in when I'm doing something else.
That action, her best work on her knees. Too sexy for this cash, too sexy for this serve, too sexy for these pills, I'm too sexy for this tea. I get cash wherever I fly, got bitches sexing on me. Money, cars, and all the jewelry, make a business sex. Too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy for this fame. Yeah, I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that cap, too sexy for that jack. Yeah, sexy, count, fitty, bandit, work hitty, got spaghetti, this paper, I shred it, I sweat it, no sweating, I saw you, begging, God damn you pretty, I ain't done spinning, no pen pinch, I spin it, bags in that, my man ain't gon' steal it, but my bags for young hoes, they was rich, the green gators, they look like a switch, through New York, I spent 26 niggas, too sexy, my nigga, wait, get it, release me, caress me, I'll let you, to taste it, I've been kicking shit, might need a prosthetic, I pray to the chopper on my pillow, too scary. She see money all around me, I look like I'm the man. Yeah, but I was down out like last week. Tell me, where have you been? Yeah, came out of hiding, girl. Don't act like I'm your man. I'm just a fan. You don't hold right. Don't hold no right. Pretty ass, villain ass nigga with a sick ass mouth and a slick ass flow. Catch up and around me, nigga, and I'm playing when I'm coming for the kitty. Got my phone got down. Do it for my niggas and the ghost right there. Do it for my niggas and the ghost right now. Niggas got killed for the boy, living dreams in the hills. And I'm running for the boy right now. Goddamn, by the time with a year. We are what them young boys feel. I kill, never be killed, that's real, no lie. You can tell it from my pills right now. Don't you wanna fuck me now? Don't you wanna love me down? Girl, you can't tie me down like Ray J said, but no, I'm done. Forget nigga, show me something. Nigga like you owe me something. Push it on a button like a button. Can't put time for it. Still getting ready in the function. Bitches on my dick like it's nothing. Everywhere I go now, always got shit jumping.
Hey, nice to meet. Hey, who you be? Peace, that's how peace. Got her clapping through this beat. She invite me to her crib. I walk in, she say my heat. She said, but I live in the hills. That's just the way I sleep. Stop that madness, I'm a savage. The traffic when like 11. Bad as bitch, that's just Spanish. I heard they call them hustle. We get nasty, I'm a daddy. She know a nigga ain't average. Ain't nothing wrong with big glasses. Bitch, turn on.
Alright, it is now time to e-file. Now with e-filing, I literally struggled with this as a beginner because I didn't know how much to file. So I would either overfile or I wouldn't file enough. And the best thing that I can say to you is just keep practicing and you'll learn to develop an eye for what's filed enough, what needs the bulking, so forth and so on. But right now I am taking my 5-in-1 Pana nail drill bit and I'm just gonna run that over the cuticle. And as I said, because I struggled with the acrylic drying too quick, it did become a little bulky, so I'm going to use this to debulk just a little bit, not too much, but just to my preference, and give it that shape that it needs to have. Usually if the acrylic wasn't giving me that trouble, then I would have already just used the 5-in-1 bit to go over the cuticle, make it super flush, and that would have been it. I usually don't go over the entire nail because my acrylic application doesn't call for it. But in this case I had to do it on some of the nails, not all. But yeah.
Last week forever, ready for but I want you now more than ever. You make me wanna put the phone down. When we're alone, I wanna zone out. Baby, with you, I ain't got no doubt. Just tryna let you know now.
You guys, I don't know how I lost footage of me going over the nails again. I usually go over the entire nail with my sanding band and then I file and do that. The same thing that I did with the bare nail tips is what I do when the acrylic is on. But I didn't get that in this video, but I will be sure to record that the next time. And I think I'm just going to dedicate a video to shaping because, again, a lot of nail techs used to gatekeep and not tell you the real when it comes to shaping, and I want to give you guys all the tea. So before I start any nail art, I like to go in and mattify my nails. I am using the D&D matte. Again, it will be listed in my Amazon storefront, and this just prevents the colors from bleeding into each other, and it gives it a super clean look right before I start my artwork.
Take me to go shopping in Paris or go sailing overseas and just drape me in Gucci, no. All I ever asked was you to pick up the phone when you alone. All I ever asked was you to show me some love, kisses and hugs. No, I never had an issue, go to the club with your boys, baby. I never wanted you to stay too long, just wanted you to show me up.
You guys, make sure you are wiping the side walls of the nails. You want to keep that crisp shape, and if you do not, your nails will be wiggly, bumpy, not cute, and not given. Alright, and after we cured, it is time for the nail art section of these nails. Now, I am going to start with my Dynamic Nail Supply white, and I'm going to start creating that French line. Now everybody's French is different. This is the French that me and my sister love. It's a super deep French smile line, and yeah, I'm gonna let you guys watch as I do that.
Wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think you're playing with. I'm gonna tell myself to keep playing this record back over and over again. Swear that you changed, but I noticed the end. I want you on scene. Think you know your girl's so funny to me. That's why you think I left by one at a time. Got tired of your shit, you almost lost your mind. house. It's not a home where no one's there. So alone, no one's there. Should I move on since no one's here? You know what you got is good, that's why you refuse to let me walk out to life. You refuse to match up with my vibe. Keep wasting my time, you keep wasting my time. Early in the morning, late at night, you don't even remember the time it is.
Now, nail art to me is all about creating shapes, and that's what I try to look and break down each inspo picture or each character I'm going to draw. I like to look at the shape. So I start with a base. I am using Nails by Dev, her paint pods, and I just literally create the shape that I see in the picture. I do have an artistic background, so this does come a little bit easier to me. But again, it's not rocket science. If you have a vision, everybody is different. Look at the picture, and even if it doesn't look exactly like the inspo, it's unique because it's your work. So I did make a few changes to the inspo picture just because my eye was a little different than the inspo picture, but you're gonna see. I got the gist, I got the look I was going for, and I was obsessed. I prefer to use gel pods when I'm doing nail art because they're thicker than regular gel polish, and you don't have to keep going over your artwork with layers. Layers is what makes the nail art not look as clean as it could look. So I definitely prefer gel pods, and again, everybody is different, but for me this works. It's super pigmented, it stays a little bit more stiff, so it's not moving around a lot. And always remember to cure in between each color because you don't want the colors to be smudging into each other.
I can hear your tears when you drop over the phone. Get mad at myself cause I can't leave you alone. Got something messages that ain't what we doing. Yeah. Traveling around the world. Hold the phone, I've been good. I can move on around you good. When you tell me that ain't how you feel. Think for the real one, back is what it is. Don't say it 'cause you know that's what I wanna hear. Early in the morning, late at night, you don't even remember the time it is.
I'm still a fan, even though it's salty. Hate to see you messing around the brand, are you happy? Hate to see you happy if I'm not the one driving. I'm so mature, I'm so mature, I'm so mature. They got me in therapist to tell me there's a limit. I want that, and I just want you. And if I can't have you, no one should have mine. I love you like this, not the best idea. Is how I get here. I'm I just killed my ex. I still love you. Rather be now than alone.
This part here, I realized that one of the petals wasn't as long as it should have been, so I ended up going back in with that same light blue color, and then I created the petals to be even. Again, it's all trial and error, and there's no rules here. If you need to go back and fix certain things, you can always do that. Realistically, nail art takes time, and I like to let my clients know that it's not as simple as regular gel polish. You will be in my chair for a little while, but I guarantee you the results that you want are the results that you'll get.
You try to act like it's just me, but I've been all alone. But if you're alone, then say my name, say my name. Someone is around you. Say, baby, I love you, but you ain't rocking, girl. Say my name, you like to count and stay today. Baby, you are the Saturday. Say my name, say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name. Those other men are practice. This ain't no time for acting. This ain't no time for games. This ain't no time for uncertainty. This ain't no time for locking your phone and not coming home and start some shit. When I'm in the zone, this is what I've been saying. No difference, no. You know how this shit go. This is not 4 years ago. Time escapes me now. Forget how it felt when this shit moved slow. I come through in whips that make.
Now, while I was working, me and my sister actually came up with the idea of making one hand white and the other one black. It was a lot different than the inspo picture, but I feel like that took this set to a whole new level. Like, it was like the good side and the bad side. Like, it was still giving Kaws, but literally this came out better than we both even imagined the set to be when we started.
Get your ass alone, let me make you say my name, say my name, no one is.
When you're doing nail art, detailing is super important. So in the picture, I did notice the little strokes, and when you look at Kaws, they always have these little scratchy lines, so I made sure to go in with that. All the brushes I am using will be listed down in the description box. For the most part, I use Nails by Dev. I use her 9mm brush and her detailer brush. And I usually just alternate between the two brushes when I'm doing nail art sets.
I get along better with your friend. Oh, it's wrong, girl, no.
Walking on the line. If it ain't you, we just don't say. Do it to the bottom with the blind outside when you say. What was you saying? When you stop away, turn back if you go crazy. Hear what you beg for, yeah. If I slide, but if I just to press my hands, yeah. You been like that, but you know that nothing must be stressful. Talk the talk, but walking back it up, you just can't let go. You make me special, whoa, yeah. But you won't admit that, no matter what you do or try, we gon' get back. You know that you can't deny, baby, that's that. Last time I tried to put the ice where your wrist at. I put your feet up in the sky till you kick back. You know that you would be alive, you ain't missed that. Let's play yes, no, and I can be waiting cause I said so.
Going, turn, I swear you're crazy. Someone that's close to you reached out to me just to see if we dance. Trust me, this ain't my revenge. But now I get along better with your friend. And it's wrong, I know. But again, trust me, this ain't my revenge.
Okay, so here I like the look of the nails, so I'm going to top coat it. Now this is debatable because a lot of people, before they put on charms, they don't like to add top coat, but me personally, I do, just because of the way it looks, and I don't have those problems where the charms are falling off. So yeah, this is just the way I do it. It's not the way you have to do it, but this is my choice. And again, I'm going in with Dynamic Nail Supplies Clear Gloss Top Coat.
Too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy for this fame. Yeah, yeah, I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that cap, too sexy for that jack. Yeah, yeah. Okay, alright, that's fine. Okay, I'm feeling too sexy to accept requests, and I'm way too sexy to go unprotected. And she popped the Tesla, now she gonna electric. Okay, alright, that's fine, okay. Think we got too sexy for that metro house. Diamond popped out, almost swallowed 60,000. Section need more things in.
Okay, you guys, so here I am going to go in with the Macart rhinestone glue. Again, you can get it on Amazon. It will be in my storefront. And yeah, this glue is literally the best when sticking on charms or anything like that. But I actually used it to create the drips because it gives like that 3D drip effect. So I kind of just ball it in one area and then slide it slightly so that it looks like an actual drip. After I cure it for about 30 seconds, then I take black and I go over the clear drip because at this point I'm going to add chrome.
Y'all niggas always ready to murder, some call them smokers. Y'all niggas have motion, don't make sure the car get.
After I add the chrome, I add the top coat to the drips, and this is the final look, you guys. Like, this look was super creative, super fun. I had so much fun designing it, well, recreating it. I had so much fun recreating it. And yeah, until next time, you guys, make sure you comment down below the next set you want to see, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.
Yeah, yeah, I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that cap, too sexy for that chat. Yeah, yeah.